Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mama Affan, and today inshallah I'm going to explain the finding that I got from the coverage of rape news in Malaysian newspaper based on the Star and also the New Straits Times. Moving on to the research objective of this paper. Firstly, we are going to study the news coverage on rape cases published by the Star and also New Straits Times. So, the first objective is mainly to measure how many cases being reported every day and every week by the both newspaper about rape cases. Secondly is to analyze the causal rape cases reported in the both newspaper. We are going to look at what are the things that be the causal for these rape cases. And lastly is to compare the ethical standards of news report between the Star and also the New Straits Times. We are going to look at the ethical standards based on few criteria. Next, moving on to the findings of ethical standard for the Star and also the New Straits Times in reporting rape cases. The analysis for this section is focused on the certain ethical aspect on how the news coverage on rape issue. The criteria in deciding whether a news can be considered as ethical or unethical are based on two things. So the firstly is based on the graphic image used in the newspaper. If the writer put the image of the victim, it shows that the writer already gone through the ethical standard on reporting rape issue. The second one is on the text used in the news reported by the writer. So the text used here is including the phrases, the sentences, and also the word used in the news coverage. By referring to the given basic of ethical quality selection, we can easily determine on the ethical quality of each news covering issues regarding the rape cases. In general, we got a total of 13 domestic news which become our reference in conducting this research from both newspaper. Throughout this research, we identify that the Star produced more news regarding rape cases as compared to the New Straits Times. Most of them reported the same cases but with different style of writing. Based on our observation, most of the newspaper news is following the ethical aspect by not showing the image of the victim and only show the image of the doers, but they usually covering their face with something, and the news is covered by using a very polite word. Most of the news only reports about the punishment that the doers will go through and how the incident took place and also where the incident took place. In addition, the term used to describe how the rape cases took place or how the things go during the time is also ethical. For example, in the Star on 11 November 2020, the writer wrote that the doers was charged with 6 more counts of committing carnal intercourse. The word in carnal intercourse here means that how the doers do to the victim, but in a very ethical way. So I think in conclusion, I can conclude that most of the time the both newspaper cover rape cases by following the standard ethic rules. I think that's all from me today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.